Hey YouTube, it's OlympicBicep, and our discussion today is muscle imbalances, how to prevent them, and how to fix them, and I'll say 3 topics that would cause them. First is your workouts, 2 is nerve damage, 3 is genetics. So number 1, workouts. Chances are, depending on whether you're right-handed or left-handed. Any examples I put towards this video is going to be for a right-handed person because I am personally right-handed. So if you're left-handed, just pretty much reverse the sides to fit you. Okay, so if you're right-handed, your chances are your right arm is bigger and stronger than your left arm. Some people are different, that their small arm is better than the right arm, or if they're right-handed, the left hand is stronger, or they can write with that hand, or I don't know, but people are like that. It's a little weird, but we're all weird people, but that's not the point. So if you're right-handed, let's say you're doing preacher curls, right? When you're lifting the barbell, you're gonna be lifting it more with your right arm than your left, whether you realize it or not. You're probably doing this subconsciously. So what you have to do is, when I'm doing it, I put my mind into the muscle, as a lot of bodybuilders say. You gotta let your left arm know we're lifting. You have to put your part into the workout too. Sorry. So make sure you lift with this arm too. So when you're lifting up, make sure you put your emphasis on your left bicep too, so they both execute the right workout and exercise, and bring it back down. Or what will help is use dumbbells to do preacher curls. Also, when doing dumbbells, it's also important you should do dumbbell exercise, because what dumbbell exercises do is they put more emphasis on the muscle doing their exercise on their own. So instead of doing barbell curls, do dumbbell curls. So you're putting more concentration into your arms. Like I said in my bicep exercise videos, doing one arm at a time puts more concentration and focus into that bicep and its development. So I did notice when I did my when I did my dumbbell curls, I focused a lot on my left arm as well. Not that I neglected my right arm, but I did put extra focus on my left arm because that's the one that was lagging. And slowly but surely it was catching up, and it did get bigger. I did notice a difference in size. What also helps is putting 2 to 5 pounds extra on your weaker muscle than your stronger and bigger muscle, so your weaker muscle can catch up faster to your right muscle. What I like to do is I don't improve my bigger muscle until my smaller muscle catches up or surpasses it, so then I won't have to worry as much about the left muscle. Like I also said, putting your mind into your muscle, that's also important, to focus and put its emphasis on that. I remember it didn't show up in my video because I had gotten rid of it, but my left lat is smaller than my right lat. Was smaller than my right lat. So I noticed that when I took a picture months ago. So I started doing when I did pull-ups and lat pull-downs. Since my left arm, I believe, is smaller than my right arm, when I did lat pull-downs, I would focus on bringing it down first with my left arm, then my right arm second, and make sure you flex and tense the weaker muscle more than the right. Your weak, stronger muscle. I'm mixing up my words here. Anyways, so then that your left side is getting the workout it needs to grow and catch up to the bigger muscle and get down. Or when I would do pull-ups, pull up first with my left arm, then my right arm, and when I was up there, I would come down slowly and hold on more with the left side than the right side. That helps a lot. So I would say that would help with your exercise. And make sure your form is important too when you're doing exercise. When I do dumbbell presses, I bring the weights up and I make sure I align them. So then when I go up, I make sure they get the full range of motion, and then bring it back down. Make sure they're both as far apart as they should be, so they're both going down as far as each other, getting the same amount of exercise, executing the exercise correctly so they can both grow. My left deltoid is still smaller than my right deltoid, but it is because I am right-handed, and that's pretty much how it's always been. And unless I take steroids to even it out easily, that's pretty much how it will always be. Steroids is a different matter. I'm not on steroids, so I'm not gonna go down that road. The second reason it could happen is because nerve damage. So as you know, you have spinal the spinal cord comes from the brain all the way down, and it spreads out to your body. That's where the brain distributes his messages and communications for the rest of the body to do this, to do that. Well, and what protects the spinal cord is the bones. They're called vertebrae. They go around those spinal cord to protect it, and between those, the nerves come out. I believe they're also protected by the cartilage that goes between the vertebrae. Anyways, so spinal cord comes down, and the nerves spread out throughout the whole body to every which way and things like that. When you're lifting heavy, which is a lot of common problems, people who lift heavy, like power lifters and bodybuilders, doing things like squats or deadlifts even, they put a lot of pressure on the spine. So if you're having 100 pounds on your back, that's compressing the spine. And what it could do is it will pinch the nerve that will go to your right side or your left side. So it'll pinch the nerve, and when it's pinched, it'll stop any information from flowing in that direction that it should be. So if you just did an arm day, right, and your nerves are pinched because you did heavy squats the day before, your right arm, the nerves pinched for your right arm aren't gonna tell the right arm to grow. It'll just tell the left arm to grow. So then my left arm will be growing, but my right arm will be lagging behind. Eventually, my left arm will be bigger than my right arm, and then I'll be like, I don't know why, but it's because the vertebrae are pinching and stopping any communications from the brain telling my muscles to grow. So what I would recommend to do is, after doing things like squats or deadlifts or any heavy exercise, is to go and loosen up your back. Either just laying down, relaxing your back for a second at the gym or on a bench, hanging from a pull-up bar, that helps too, or one of those foam rolls I see a lot of the trainers have for people to loosen up their muscles. That would be for your back, just roll back and forth on that. Also for your legs, for things like squats, that helps too. Also, it could be from tight tendons or different nerves going on. The muscles could be too tense. I remember doing squats one time, and later on that day, my right leg, there was some sort of pain whenever I would squat, even just regular body weight. Like I just squat to put some kind of exercise in. The tendon would tighten up, and the tendon would wrap around my kneecap, so that would hurt. And I remember going through a leg day doing that, and they hurt a lot too. So it was painful trying to get my right leg to do its exercise, because I know my right leg is smaller than my left leg. So I also been working on that too. So I put a lot of focus on my right leg, being that my left leg's already stronger. But I have to put as much attention to my left leg because I know it's doing its workout, and I have to put more focus on my right leg. So anyways, the tendon was tightened. It was hindering my workout. So I looked up what to do, and I used that foam thing I said, the foam roll. And what I had to do was I rolled it on the tendon, and that hurt like hell. But after a few minutes doing that before I think it was arm day that day, I did that before my arm day. And the day, the pain was gone, and I was ready for my next leg day, and things worked perfectly. I know how to get rid of it if it comes back. It hasn't come back since. I think that's because I put plenty of focus on my form when I do my squats now and everything else like that. Moving on to the third problem is genetics. People say if you want to be a bodybuilder, genetics play a major part. It does, because if your genetics, it could stop muscles from growing in certain spots or places, or even overall, it could just cause an imbalance. If you're a guy who is genetically not gifted in the chest, that doesn't allow your chest to grow. I mean, if you go on stage, you're obviously going to lose, because who skips chest day, you know what I'm saying? So people are going to have this broad, big chest, and yours is going to be a lot smaller, even though you have big arms and big legs and you got your abs, but your chest will be lagging because you were born this way. It's part of your genetics not to have a good chest. Me personally, my calves aren't. It's either that I haven't worked them all much my whole life, or I think it's genetics, because my family isn't exactly genetically gifted in size. I think I might just be a personal exception because I worked at it more. But if you look at my family, they weren't really muscular at all. None of them were or are now. So my calves are, I would say, behind, but they are getting there. Of course, you would put more work into that, but getting away from that, genetics will stop things like that. It will stop overall muscles from. If you have a disease that stops your muscles from growing, could affect it. If it puts more stress on your muscles to grow, or also size and shape also plays in genetics into that too. It will only go up to a certain size, and there's nothing you can do about that. Maybe you have something like scoliosis. That means like your spine isn't straight as it should be. That could also contribute to the nerve damage thing I told you about. So you would your spine's messed up. There's nothing you could do, but well, there are some things you could do about that. That costs a lot of money in surgery. There's a lot of things in your genetics that you just can't fix. So things like abs. Some people just have one solid ab. Some people have 4 abs. Some people have 6. Some people have 8. You don't have a 4-pack and then work out and then 2 more abs pop out of nowhere. That's not how things work. So genetics do play a part in limitations and size and shape in your muscles. Also, the length and like the length of your muscles, along with the length of your bones. If your right arm could be noticeably bigger than your left arm. One shoulder could be more out than your left one. It's not because the muscle is bigger, it's just because that bone is more out than this side. There's nothing you can do about that. There are limitations to these things unless you, like I said, take steroids. But that's not gonna help the fact that your bone's bigger than this bone. But I mean, for certain people steroids could help. Clinically prescribed steroids and steroids, like anabolics, but that's again a different story. I hope all this makes sense to you. I kind of freestyled this a bit. Didn't have that much time to because I did mess up recording it the first time my phone stopped recording. So I hope this helped. Any comments in the description, rate, comment, subscribe, like if you would. That would help a lot. Share, favorite, whatever you like. I'm just glad you went ahead and watched the video. This is OlympicBicep, and I hope I helped you out. Peace. That was kind of cheesy.